जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषु तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया मनश्च भद्रं भजता दधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter number 6, beginning from verse number 9. So this is a description of Putana coming to Gokula to kill Sri Krishna. So we read that she took the form of a beautiful young woman and entered in the house of Nanda Maharaj, where Krishna was lying down as a small baby, and nobody stopped her because she was so brilliant, impressive, commanding, attractive, that everybody thought that some great personality has come there to bless the young Krishna. So she went straight and she looked at the boy who was lying down with open eyes, but by seeing her, he closed his eyes, nimilita ikshana. And because he did not want to disturb her, sometimes some people are doing something wrong, they don't want to be seen, right? They prefer it that nobody sees them so that they can perform their business quietly, unnoticed. So therefore Krishna, he knew that she is coming here for some wrong purpose, so I better close my eyes so that she can try her job. So therefore he closed his eyes. There are many explanations given. He was going to drink the poison, so all the devas in his body, they became scared. What will happen to us? So he closed eyes, he was trying to comfort them, don't worry. You'll be alright. Some describe that he closed his eyes, he was calling Shiva, that it is your job. I will drink the milk, you take the poison. So this were different explanations. So then
Babaji, there is also one more explanation.
No, you can give
because
two.
He says, I have to kill the ladies first, and he's not supposed to do that, so it was the eyes because of that also.
But ladies have to be first. Why you say that ladies should not be
Only in honor, not in this task.
Well, he was going to honor her, he was going to liberate her. So leve dhatrim gatim, dhatruchitam gatim kamvarnayalam sharanam rajena. So different conjectures are made for this. So she lifted the baby, she didn't want to wait, she didn't want to talk to anybody, she did not introduce herself, she just went straight and then picked up the boy. And then it is described that she was mistaking the snake for the rope. So, Suptam Abuddhi Rajjudhi Yathaurvam. So Krishna was lying. Krishna is not snake, he lies on the bed of a snake. So, but she thought that he is just a small child. So now this sloka describes what happened after that. Satam tikshana chittam ativam cheshtitam vikshantara kosha parichhadasivat varastriyam tatprabhya cha dharshite nirikshamane janani hyatishtatam. So this is a further description of Putana, which is a description of deceptive person or deceptive mind. How people, they wear mask, they pose themselves one way and they appear another way, especially these days with Facebook. You can do that. You can put anything, any picture. What is actual person, you don't know. So what is the face behind the Facebook, that we don't know. So tam tikshana chittam ati vama cheshtitam. So she has tikshana chitta. Her inner being, heart is very sharp, cruel, because she is going to or trying to kill Krishna, who is supposed to be so beautiful that even he becomes infatuated by his own beauty. There is nobody who is more beautiful than him. Everybody is attracted. Even the Atmaram, Atmaramasya Mulya, Nirgrantha Purukrame. So she is trying to kill such a person. Means she was so cruel, she was so covered that she was not influenced by Krishna's beauty. So externally she was Vama Cheshtitam. Externally her movements, her appearance looked very Vama. Vama means beautiful, nice. But inside she is Tikshana Chitta, very hard-hearted, very cruel. The most cruel person you can think of, who would like to kill Krishna. And that also a young boy. If he was grown up, that is different. Boys are very, small children are very innocent, very beautiful to look at. And she wanted to kill him. So therefore said Tikshana Chittam, that inside the heart is very cruel. But Ati Vam Cheshtitam, externally behaving just like a very affectionate mother. Ati Vam, very affectionate. So Vikshantara Kosha Parichhada Asivat. So she is compared to a sword in a cover. So sometimes you see, if you have been to museums, then this, what you call the cover of the sword? Sheath. So these sheaths are very beautiful actually, very attractive. And especially those which belong to the kings, they will have nice gems studied on it, a lot of artwork on it. But what is inside is death. So that's what he's saying, that Kosha Parichhada Asivat. It's just like an asi, a sword, which is covered, Parichhada, Kosha, like this sheath. Very nice, soft, made from beautiful material, attractive. So, very artistic. So she was also like that. Externally very beautiful, looked very affectionate. her movements were very attractive, but inside her intention was very dangerous. So Varastriyam tat prabhyacha dharshite nirikshamane janni yatishtatam. So Vamchestita, so beautiful, affectionate externally that even the mothers, Rohini and Mother Yashoda, even they were influenced by her. Dharshita means like they just marveled at her movements and beauty and did not stop her. They just stood there, stunned. Who is this? Did not stop. Somebody is coming and picking up your baby, stranger, you'll stop. What are you doing? Don't touch my baby. But they didn't do that. So it says that they looked at her, nirikshamane, they kept looking and did not stop her. So this is quite amazing. So nanu Yashoda Rohinyo katham tam na nivarayeta. So this question is raised that why is that Mother Yashoda and Mother Rohini, they both were present there, why is that they did not stop her? So it says tatra hai tamiti. So in response, Sri Shukdev Goswami speaks the present sloka. Vamam valgu jananyaiva cheshtitam yasyastam. So Vama cheshtita, Vama means beautiful, valgu, which is appropriate to a mother, like how a loving, kind, compassionate, affectionate mother behaves towards her baby. That's how she behaved. That means she, although she was not married, she did not have children, but she knew how a mother acts towards the child. So that was her behavior. Antaragriha madhya eva viksha. And she was inside the house. Nobody stopped her. Antas takshanye bahir mardvam cha drishtante mridu charmamaya kosha parichada avaranam yasya tatha bhutam asimim. So now an example is given to make us understand how she was very cruel inside, tikshna, sharp, hard, and outside she was very soft, beautiful, mardava. So what is the example? It's just like a sword in a sheath. So outside is soft leather, mridu charmaya kosha, and inside is the dangerous sharp sword which is used for killing an enemy. Iti tasya prabhava avdharshite vibhute. And the two mothers, they were as if subdued, influenced by her beauty, her behavior, her appearance, her actions. So prabhaya means her outwardly effulgence, prabha. Matputrasya abhyudaya kimiyam ambika kimiyam rudrani murtimatri trailokya sampatirva vatsalyena stanyam payati iti mohite satyo. So they thought that this lady, is she Ambika, means Mother Parvati, or is it Indrani, Sachidevi, wife of Indra, or is she Lakshmi, who has come here to bless our child for her abhyudaya, her prosperity, her well-being. So this is what they thought in their mind. That is the meaning of dharshite, means influenced by. So they did not think in a critical manner, but they had this positive thinking. Right? These days people say have a positive outlook. Don't have fault finding tendency. So they had the positive attitude. No wonder, doesn't matter if she is stranger, she is coming here to bless our baby. So this is how sadhus are. They don't unnecessarily doubt people because they don't harm others, so they also don't think that somebody is coming to harm here. As you are inside, that's what you think of others. Right? What is that? Atmavat manyate jagat. People think of jagat or others as one is oneself. If I am crooked, then everybody looks crooked to me. If I am a thief, I see everyone else also as a thief. So because they were very affectionate, they are full of love for the baby Krishna. So they also thought like that about Putana. So that's why it is said that they thought that who is this so beautiful? Is it Parvati? Is it Sachi Devi? Is it Lakshmi? She has come to bless our child. So Abhyudaya, Matputrasya Abhyudaya. So iti mohite satya. In this way they were deluded by the external appearance of Putana. So those who are con men or con persons, they are very good at this. They have this ability to read the mind of people, and then they can act accordingly. They can speak words which they know will influence them. They are very good at this. And they take you in confidence, and then they bring out the sword from the sheath and cut you into pieces. So like the story of Hitopdesh and tiger and the traveler. So very nice, attractive words. Take this, dangling the bangle, gold. Says I am old, I did a lot of sins in the past. Then I met a sadhu, I have rectified now. Right? I have become devotee. I chant Hare Krishna. And I do my bhajan here at the bank of this lake every morning. I also give charity. Please take it. So that's how the con people are. So she was also like that, so much that even Mother Yashoda and Rohini, they were influenced by that. So nirikshamane eva kevalam atishtatam nato nivaritak varti. So they kept looking at her and they stood there, but they did not stop her from moving further or touching the baby or picking up the baby. They didn't do that.
A question, Babaji.
Yes, sir.
In the verse which I have with Gita place, it says Prabhaya cha dharsite. And I'm reading in commentary, it says Prabhaya avdharsite. Is that a different reading?
Well, in my book also it is Prabhaya, it says Prabhaya cha dharshite. Maybe he had a reading, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. But sometimes they are different. They call it Bengal Rishansan. Sometimes they are different. So maybe he had it avdharshite. But in my book also it is Prabhaya cha dharshite. Anyway, the meaning is same. It doesn't make any difference. Just that.
The prefix meaning doesn't change though, with ava.
No. Just that the cha, probably somebody wrote the cha as va. Yeah. Scribes can do that, Cha sometimes looks like va if you are not leaving enough space, then it will become va. So then it will become avdharshite.
Babaji Maharaj, can I please ask a question?
Hmm.
So, Babaji Maharaj, you said that sadhus are, acting how their internal disposition is. And so if they are, calm and peaceful and they are happy, they see the world in the same way. And at the same time, the Hitopadesha story that you mentioned, teaches one to be vigilant or to use one's viveka to be able to see if there is a person who is in the garb of, either a devotee or a sadhu. How do we reconcile these two, where if someone is predisposed to only look at good, but at the same time, and say people consider him gullible, or someone might mock and say you're not using your viveka.
Yeah, so we don't have to be gullible, we have to be expert in discriminating. But when we are dealing with saintly people, then that's how we are. So they thought everybody, all the ladies who were coming here, they were not expecting some crook, some cruel lady coming like this. So they are seen like that. If you are dealing with nice people, then you don't have to be vigilant. You become vigilant when you are dealing with the worldly people, because they are out to cut your pocket. But if you are dealing with sadhus, then where is the point in being vigilant about what?
If someone dresses like a sadhu, like in the case of Putana, she actually she was deceptive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They did not think, they did not consider it. I mean, if you are living in your house with your family member, you are not going to be vigilant. My wife now, what is she going to steal my money from my pocket or what? Are you going to do that? Yeah, you don't do that. So they are in their own house and all these nice gopis are coming, they're bringing gifts. And suddenly one of them comes who has this, so they did not consider it. But if you have to deal with people whom you don't know and all types of crazy people around, then you better be vigilant, otherwise you will be fooled. So, vrajanti te mudadhiya parabhavam. So they are called mudadhiya when they become defeated, who do not act like a Mayavi with a Mayavi. So therefore we have to be very vigilant.
So one has to learn that skill as well, to be, to deal with the Mayavi in a Mayavi.
If you don't learn, you will be forced to learn. Right? You learn the hard way, and it take a long time. And some people never learn. So better to learn it.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Could you explain what does it mean, Maya?
Maya means deceptive. Maya asti asaiti mai, like mai, Mayavi. Maya here means deception. It's a common word used in Hindi also. So this guy is Mayavi, means cheater. Trickster. So then in the next sloka, Sri Sukdev describes what Putana did. So tasmin stanam durjar viryamulbanam ghorang kamadaya shishor dadavatha गाढ़ं कराभ्याम भगवान प्रपीड्यत प्राणै समं रोष समन्वितोपिबत. So then she did not waste time. She took the boy, baby Sri Krishna, in her lap, and then she immediately put her breast into his mouth. So Durjar Viryam Ulbanam Ghora Ankamada. So Ghora is Putana, the terrible Putana, So she gave her breast to Krishna, which was Ulbanam, which was very terrible, and Durjarvirya means it was full of poison. Durjara means which is difficult to, digest or apprehend. So Durjarvirya, and very powerful, Ulbanam. So Ankamadaya Shishordada. She took the baby in her lap and then gave the breast. So Krishna, he said, okay, you want to give me your breast, I take. So Gadham Karabhyam Bhagwan Prapidya. So Sri Krishna, what he did, that he held it with both hands. Sometimes it happens when mother feeds the child, the baby holds the breast with the hands. So he also did that because he is doing his child lila also. But he was holding it very strongly. Because one thing about Krishna is that if he holds something, then he doesn't leave it easily. Either he doesn't accept, and if he accepts, then he doesn't give up. So once he gave the breast, he took it. He could have refused that, no, I just drank and I'm full. Like children also do that. When the stomach is full, then they don't take. Give them bottle, they throw it away. Give them breast, they don't take it. So that's why he was angry. He says, Rosha Samanvito Apibat. Sometimes mother is forcing the baby to eat. He doesn't want to eat. Then he gets angry and says, okay, I will eat, out of anger. So he was also that. He didn't want this. So, but she took the baby and put the breast in his mouth. So he got angry. He says, what is this? So Rosha Samanvito Apibat. So he started drinking, suckling the breast, but along with the prana. Pranavayu. So our life is functioning on the life air, and if life air leaves, then we are dead. So death means prana leaving the body. Whether Atma leaves or not leaves, that is a different story. Prana leaves, it's finished. It's like now they say if your heart stops and brain is dead, you're dead. Maybe the Atma may be still there, but what Atma will do now? Nothing. So therefore, this Mrityu is called Prana Vimochana. And Prana leaves, that is death. So therefore he was sucking the Prana. Pranavayu. Therefore Prana is Samam, Rosa Samanvito Apibat. So he was drinking along with the Prana. Because what is the use of drinking Nisprana? There is prana in everything. So that food has strength which has prana in it. If something is already pre-cooked, it is packed, mixed with preservatives, and then you put it in a fridge for 1 month, there is no prana left in it. You get this pre-cooked dinner these days. So this is prana-less food. So Krishna did not want that. He is living in Vraja, everything is open, fresh air, fresh milk. So therefore he wanted milk with prana, not nisprana milk. So this described prana hi samam rosa samanvito apibat. So he drank the milk along with prana. In India, you go to a shop, you want to drink milk, Then they take the milk and they break it like this, you have seen? What they are doing is they are mixing prana into it. When you do it like that, when you pour the milk from one pot to another, then the prana from the air gets mixed in it. And you can actually do it yourself, it will taste different. You can do it with water also. You drink water, taste it, and then you mix prana and you taste it, tastes different. So these days we are drinking bottled water, no prana. If you drink fresh water from the clean river, that is full of prana. That's why it is described that Narada Rishi, when his mother died, then he left home. He was walking into the north. Young boy went inside a deep forest. Then after some time he was hungry. Children get hungry quickly, but there was nothing to eat. So there was a lake. He went and drank water, and he got prana. Because what we want from food is actually prana. Although we talk about vitamin A, vitamin D and all these things, but the real thing is prana. If prana is not there, what vitamin will do? So therefore yogis could live long life also without eating because they drank prana. So our major source of prana is food. But you can also get prana from air, from sunlight. There are some sun yogis. They live without eating, they get their prana from the sun. As long as you have some means to get prana, you can survive. So life runs on prana. Actually life means prana only. When somebody dies, it is called nisprana, right? So therefore he says, Sukadeva Goswami says, pranai samam rosha samanvito apibat. That he drank the breast along with the prana. Only thing is that he was angry. He was not drinking in a happy mood because he was not hungry. The food has taste, you relish when you are hungry. If you are not hungry and then you have to eat, then it's a work. So it was not pleasing to him. Therefore angry boy. So tasmineva sthane. So right in that very place, she sat down with the baby and gave her breast. Durjaram Vishrupam Viryam. So Durjar Virya means that it has that terrible, potent poison in the breast. Yasya tat ghora putana. Ghora is here refers to putana, terrible putana. Shisho Shishave. Shisho here, this should be in fifth case, gave to him. So gadham prapidyati. So very strongly he held it and squeezed. Taya tyajayatum ashakyah saniti bhava. Why he did this? So that she would not be able to release herself from him now. Otherwise, when she is going to feel the pain, she is going to remove, and he says, no way. Once I cling. Like sometimes you've seen these ants, these big ones. So they come and they bite you. You try to pull them away. No, they will break. And the front part will be still inside your skin. The bottom part comes out. But they don't leave. They die, but they still remain. So Krishna said, I'm not going to leave you. If an ant can do it, why not me? So you're my aunt and I'm your aunt. And this is my antique. So Gadham Prapidya iti taya tyajetum ashakya. So it was not possible for her to release herself from the clutches of Krishna. So Rosha Samanvita iti madiyam braj balkan api yam jighansati iti roshamai dushta samharika shaktireva apavitran pranan stanam cha apibat ashoshiyat natu saiti. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti describes why he was angry. So he was angry that you are killing my Braj Balakas, the babies in Braja. Jighansati, not killing, he could not kill Krishna's associates, but you are wishing to kill. Jighansa means hantumicha, it is jighansa. Wishing, desiring to kill. So jighansati iti. So therefore he was angry. So now he says that this getting angry also signifies that it is only his dushta samharika shakti reva apavitran pranam stanam chapivat. It is only the potency of Sri Krishna which kills the wicked people, asuric people. It is only that Shakti which drank the milk and also the impure life air of Putana, not Krishna. So associate not Usahi, not him. And as it was said earlier, that his Aishwarya Shakti or his Sarvajya Shakti got the opportunity to serve, because he says Vibhuddhya, Sri Krishna, when he looked at her he understood. So his Sarvajya Shakti, his omniscient potency, got the chance to do seva. So here also you can understand that his Samharika Shakti, his potency to destroy the asuras, got the opportunity now to do service here in Vraja. And it is that Shakti which was drinking, not he. So that is the meaning he takes from Rosha Samanvitai Apibat. So this Rosha Samanvita is in Tritiya Vibhakti. Rosha Samanvita Apibat. Prani Samam, Rosha Samanvita. So Roshena Samanvita, Rosha Samanvita. So he says it is like Kuthar Samanvito Vriksham Achinnat itivat. Just like Kutharena Vriksham Chinnati. So he cuts the tree with an axe. So who is cutting the tree? Is he cutting the tree or the axe is cutting the tree? Axe is cutting, right? So like that, he says it is the Rosha who is drinking. He is only behind it. Just as the axe is an instrument, and actually it is the axe which touches the tree, not the person. Not the person who is cutting. It's actually the Shakti. Truly speaking, axe is also not cutting. If there is an axe, will it cut? No. If the person is there without axe, will he cut? No. So it is the Shakti which cuts. If Shakti is not there, then the axe cannot cut. The person cannot cut. So that's why it is the Shakti in the axe coming from the agent which kills or which cuts. So like that, it is his Samharika Shakti, his destructive potency, which was drinking, not he. So this is applying the Karaka Prakarana here. How the Karakas work.
I would be interested why the commentator considers this important, that it is not he himself who is killing, but his Shakti.
Because he doesn't want that he drinks impure milk and all this poison. Who wants Krishna to drink this? So just to make sure that he is safe and doesn't have any effect. And that's why he's commenting like that.
I was also wondering about this. I was wondering, does he want to imply then that this Dushta Samharita Shakti is something removed or not inherent to the Krishna of Braja in some way?
No, it is there. Just like you have different Shaktis in you, but they are not manifest all the time. You have the power to cut a tree, but now that power is not manifest. So when you have to cut the tree, then that power comes out. So now that power is coming out. He is Shaktiman. He has all the Shaktis in him. But they are not manifest all the time, especially in Braja. So now it became manifest. So it just, of course, in case of Krishna, we also know that he and his Shaktis, they are all personalities. So you can think also like that.
Maharaj, I have a question about the term Jighamsa.
Hmm.
You said it's a desiderative of she wanted to kill, but we had previously heard that she had already killed all the Asuric children. So
Yeah,
that must have been.
But he's here saying Madhya Vraj Balkanapiyam Jighansiti. Means my Vraj Balakas. She wants to kill my Vraja boys. Because that was her job. She was appointed for that by Kamsa. Anything else?
I have a question. I thought Siso and Chakravarti Path translated as Sisava, which is the fourth case. Will the meaning will change now or?
No, I mean here it is Shesho can be taken in the sixth case. Shashti Sheshe. There is one sutra called Shashti Sheshe. That sixth case is used when nothing else is applicable, then use sixth case. But he is trying to apply fourth case because Kriyayam Abhiprati Tat Sampradanam. By action where you are trying to give something, that Vipraya Gam Dadati, he gives a cow to the Vipra, so you give fourth case there, Sampradam. So like that, when you give something and not take it back, then you use fourth case. So that's why Sishava is more apt here. Otherwise saying Shishu ko diya, then it will be sixth case. So it says here sixth is used in the sense of fourth case. Many times in the commentaries you will see many times this Karmani Shashti. That here this sixth case has been used in the sense of karma. Means Dvitiya Vibhakti, second case, accusative case should have been used. But it is the relative or the sixth case which has been used. So it is very common. So then commentators say that here the sense of sixth case is actually of karma, the accusative. So that is why he is saying that here it is sixth case. Shisho Dada, what is that word here?
Shisho Dada.
Yeah, so gave to Shishu. Shishu ko diya in Hindi. I mean in English difficult to translate literally. So but the meaning, the sense is Shishave Dada. Dadhatu in the sense of giving It's fourth case. Same like Vipraya Gam Dadati or Vipraya Gam Dadau. He gave a cow to a Brahmana. So their fourth case. You can also say Viprasya Gam Dadau, but it is very unusual way of saying it. Generally you don't see any. If of course if a common person says it, they'll say it is a wrong statement. You should say fourth. But if it is used in Shastra Viprasya Gam Dadati, then you will say it is Karmani Shashti, Chaturthi, Sampradana Shashti. Should have been Vipraya. So that's how he is commenting on that, describing that.
Another question.
Yes.
I was thinking that Maya is always outside of Krishna. He doesn't contact it in any way. So, how to understand these kinds of situations where he is accepting or connect? It seems like he's touching people who are made of Maya, basically. Inimical people. How to understand this?
Well, this came in Krishna Sandarbha, if you remember. Jiva Goswami said that when he is here doing his Naralila or his Bhaum Lila, then he comes in contact with the worldly beings. Some mixture is there, he said, there is a mixture.
Yes.
So that is the significance also you can take. When we say he does not contact, you can take it to mean that he is not influenced by it. Because if you are not influenced by it, it is as good as not contacting it. If COVID-19 gets into your body but you are not influenced by it, then you say, well, COVID-19 did not contact me. Right? So you remain untouched by it because it did not influence you or harm you. So that is the meaning. So Padmapatra Mevambasa, like a lotus leaf on the water, it remains on water. It's actually touching but doesn't become wet. Means although on the water but not getting influenced by it. That is the meaning.
Okay.
Yes, I have a similar question about this demon that...
Speak with the mic and loudly.
A similar question like Prabhu, because all these demons that Krishna is killing one after another, so then the question is, they are made of the same substance as Krishna because they are in the same, because they are in this lila, and they just play a role, or they are like real demons and then Krishna?
No, if they are same, they will not be killed.
And then Krishna gives liberation to them.
Yes.
Okay.
So anything else? Sa muncha munchalamiti prabhashini nispidyamana akhila jiva marmani vivritya netre charno bhajau muhu prasvinna gatra kshipati rurodaha. So now this sloka, Sri Sukdev describes what happened next when Krishna was drinking the life air of Putana. So she was obviously feeling pain. If life air is leaving from the body, then you feel a lot of pain. So in the Puranas at least it is described when you die it is very painful. Like the sting of thousands of scorpions. 42,000?
Because there was a brahmachari who keeps speaking in his I remember.
Okay, I didn't know that it was so exact.
40,000 scorpions biting in one time.
Okay, at one time,
Yeah.
but not at one place.
That was not clear.
So that's worse than Bhishma. Bhishma didn't have 42,000 arrows in his body. So she was feeling a great pain, and therefore she was saying, Muncha, Muncha. That, leave me, alamiti, enough, leave me, Prabhashni. That's how she was speaking. Not speaking, she was crying. So, nispidyamana akhila jiva marmani. Because she was being troubled or squeezed at all her vital parts. Marma, marma points. So those are the vital parts. Acupressure people know this, all the marma points. So akhila jiva marmani means all the marma points in the jiva. So that means there was a pain everywhere. Like Puri Baba is pressing here, it pains, it presses here, it pains. Now imagine if there are like 30 Puri Babas.
40,000 of them.
Pressing at every marma point. So then what will he say? Leave me. I don't want this treatment anymore. This is enough. One Puri Baba is enough. There are 42 of them. So that's how she was. Nispidyamana means she was being troubled by this. So then what happened? Vivritya netre charno bhujau muhu prasunna gatra kshiptau rurodha. So her eyes came out. Right? When prana is leaving, the eyes are also saying, we are also coming with you. Where are you going? So as if the eyes are going along with it, they are moving out. And charnau bhujau kshipati. She was throwing her hands and legs, right? Hitting them on the ground, kicking around, kicking the legs and hands. If somebody is having so much pain that you kick your legs and hands, it is Krishna who was kicking legs before, lying down in the cradle, now she is doing it. And prasunna gatra, she was sweating, right? There was sweat, all the heat in her body, and rodha, she was crying loudly, very loud cry, and shouting, leave me. So that was the situation with her. So nispidyamana arthad balkena charano bhujau cha muhur nikshipati. So nispidyamana actually means being squeezed. So that means Krishna was squeezing her, squeezing the breast. He was not leaving. He continued to suck. Nispidyamana here means sucking. So he continued to suck on her breast. And therefore life air was going out, but it was very violent death. Sometimes people die very peacefully, means no scorpion bite. They live very peacefully. But here it is actually as if there are 84,000 scorpions, not only 42. Yes. So you can see how much pain she had, that her eyes were popping out, and she was kicking her legs and throwing her hands and sweating and crying. All the senses were being troubled. So Balakena and Krishna, so Krishna was still not leaving her. Even when she was crying and kicking around, she did not leave her. says, now I got this, I will not leave. So Charna Bhujaucha Muhur Muhur Nikshapati, and she was kicking around again and again with her feet and hands. So that's the situation she was in. So then we'll stop here. Now it's going to describe how she died. Created a big havoc and destroyed a lot of trees in the process. So we'll read that in the next class.
Babani, Prabhasini means very loudly then? That's
Yes,
what it is?
yes. Very loud. Crying and shouting. And sometimes children, they cry and also loud crying, shouting. Women are also very good at this. They have what they call soprano voice. High, is it called soprano? So they can be very loud, right? They can go outside the harmonium scale. They can go from the Tarasaptak outside. No notes are available. Okay.